but I want to kind of get to know you. I heard you on numerous shows, and I remember listening to you, and I was thinking, what a wonderful lady the sounds, and becoming friends with you on Facebook or seeing some of the things you've gone through. I know you lost two children.
It's been tough.
That's what I was going to ask you. How's that going?
Um, Goodness, I don't. That's a very yeah. There we are. Um, okay. Well, I have Zach. That's the one in the lower picture there, and he's 34, and he is the captain of the Sea Screamer, which is a kind of honorable job down here in Panama City Beach. It holds 80 people, and they do 4 tours a day. And he's a very responsible captain out there, and then if you know, I lost Storm, my youngest son. He was 17, almost 18. He had been dolphin tour guiding since he was 14, and he was leading 10 jet skis out, and a boat, I guess, decided to beat that line of jet skis and hit him. And Storm was 6'3", 230 pounds. We went to the gym together 3 times a week. He was phenomenal. Um, but it hit him and killed him instantly. He would come home from the gym and say, "Mom, they keep telling me I'm gonna look like this guy Randy Orton when if I keep working out." He didn't even know who Randy Orton was, you know, but he
Mm-hmm.
had that same body, has the same body as
Oh
Randy
wow.
Orton. He was such an exceptional. I mean, on the Friday before he was killed on Wednesday, he came in and he handed me $500. I said, "Storm, you're almost 18. You want to get your apartment?" He said, "Mom, I put plenty of money up. You need this more than I do." You know, so when I think about those things, it's like, why on earth would it happen to him? And why would you take him from me? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And I recently lost Nolan. Nolan was born in Charlotte and he was in the NICU for 11 months. No birth defects. It's just what happened to him at the birth. And then he was on a lot of different procedures and everything. And they told me he wouldn't make it to 10 years old. He wouldn't make it to 20 years old. And a year ago, on Valentine's Day, was his 30th birthday. And a few days after, he looked at me and he said, "Mom," he said, "I made it to 30." Now, Nolan was a little behind. He worked at Goodwill. He was very happy. He did Special Olympics. He played a great game of golf. Nolan, while he was taking to play golf when he was little, oxygen and all. He wore oxygen until he was 9 years old. And you know, he had a deficit in his heart from the procedure they had done to him. So he had a lot of issues that he seemed to live with and overcome. And I guess I just decided in my brain that he would outlive me and I wouldn't have to go through it again. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And last year, it was a year ago, and a few days after his birthday, he looked at me and he told his interpreter, because he was hearing impaired too, he sign language. He told her, he told me, he said, "Mom, I made it to my 30th birthday." He said, "This is my last birthday." I said, "What are you talking about? We're going to the CAC next year. We're going to see Kiss again. We've seen Kiss 5 times. He loved Kiss."
Oh yeah.
And
Nice.
I just kind of, and then 1 month later, he died in his sleep. And he had just been to his neurologist and he'd just been to his cardiologist, and he had a lower ejection fraction in his heart. And I think that what they said is that he probably just had a seizure and then his heart just couldn't take it that last time.
Mm.
So I don't know. I was an ER nurse. I'm an ER nurse. So I put a lot of young children in the black bag and taken them to the cold room, and that is, I can't I can't express to you what that's like. And I had to do that with Storm. I didn't take him to the cold room, but I had to walk out the ER room when I knew where he was going. And then Nolan was here in the house. So I don't know what you can say or what I can say. I will tell you that last year I kind of crawled in a hole for a while. But I do know that they wouldn't want me to be that way. I was always like the strong mom, the tough mom, and I don't think either one of them would want me to crawl in a hole and not try to still live. Now, I will tell you, it is not easy. None of it's easy. And poor Zach, my oldest son, he'll call me. I think he if he doesn't get me in 2 or 3 days or something, he'll be like, oh. And I know he's busy. He's married with 2 little children. He just lives a couple miles away. But I don't know what that's done to him too, to not only lose his dad, but to lose both his brothers. You know, I don't know. I don't know what else
Wow.
to say. It's
Wow.
but in the last,
Hmm.
like I said, in the last few weeks, I kind of come out of my shell. I'm going out to the beach again. I've been working in the yard, doing the pool. I'm making another robe. These collectors, good God, all they want me to do is repeat the robes I made for Flair. You know what I tell them? I said, I know what it is. Y'all know when I croak, it's got my name in it, so it's going to be worth a lot of money.
Hmm.
Well, Karen, could you go
Like,
into that? Were you making Ric Flair's ropes?
I did. Olivia Walker was Johnny Walker's wife. She made a lot of his robes. I made that white one that everybody loves. The white one that everybody loves the best with the rhinestones. It's a white one with the butterflies and the
Yeah.
The
rhinestones.
one worth, I
And
think, just sold for $70,000 on
I didn't
Treasure.
think they found it. They duplicated it. Somebody duplicated it for his last match. But that was my robe. I made it. And I made a hot pink one, and I made a black one with the ostrich feathers, and I made a jungle robe, and I'm repeating that jungle robe now. Actually, I got the jungle robe. Beth brought it to me, and it was ripped all to pieces, and the animals were coming off of it, and it didn't have a belt, and it didn't have anything. So I remade it, and then put ostrich feathers on it, and did all that. So this collector wants a jungle robe. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what was I thinking? Getting to do this mess again, because it's hard. It takes hours, to do all the embroidery work and the rhinestones and the ostrich feathers. I have to dye them with tea bags to get them that color orange. But yeah, I did that back then. I did that
Amazing.
back then.
Amazing. Amazing.
I hope
So
Flair paid you good for these robes because that's part of his image, and he made a fortune off his image. So fork it over, Rick.
I know. Well, he did. I mean, Wahoo's the one that set that up. Wahoo kept me busy. I even made TV, food for the TV. I would make all the sandwich meat and the oh God, Valentine used to meet me at the door to get. I made that robe. That's the robe I made.
Gorgeous.
Valentine would meet me at the damn door to eat my deviled eggs. I had a whole
Valentine.
spread I would take to Channel 36 in Charlotte and unload and set up for them to do their TV that they did on Wednesdays. I think it was in Charlotte. So I did. He had me so busy. I got a check from the Crockett's for that too. He had me busy doing stuff. I guess that was better you know, than me not doing anything. But I did. There was about, I think, 3 or 4 robes I made for Rick. Now I made 2 for Tully. I made Rick Rude a black robe. And I used to make John Studd's clothes because they didn't have big and tall like they back then as much. I made him a shirt, a dress shirt, a pair of pants. That was complicated. I made Manny Fernandez chaps and vest, and
Well, Karen, can
I
I
made
ask you, like,
that.
what does John Studd come to you and say, "Can you make my clothes for me?" Like, how does that conversation even happen?
I don't know. Probably Wahoo said, "Oh, my wife can make it." That's
There you
probably
go.
how that happened. I don't really don't remember how that happened. But Beth came to me about really too about Flair. About I know a couple of the robes, because um, I guess Olivia was still making them, but he needed one for this or he needed one for that. And back then, I could sit up all night and sew and see, and I can't do that anymore. My neck hurts.